G'day guys, I'm Train, and welcome back to another Scrap Mechanic video. In this video, I've decided that I'm going to do a showcase of my Scrap Mechanic survival train world. And a while ago, I've made a video where I was showcasing my old survival railway project I made in a single player world. Instead, this will be a showcase of my series I have been doing with my friend Jack. The whole idea of the series, I wanted to show the process of me building it, but it turns out in most of the videos it was just me and Jack talking. So I guess this will be a good video to reconcile that and actually show the actual train line that we got in here. So we'll start off with the mechanic station, and I guess I'll just go down this line. So this is the line to get to the farm, which is right next to the coast, kind of like on my last series. So this is that's kind of reminiscent of that, of having the train a branch line coming off from the mechanic station going to the ocean here where the farm is. And that's kind of, yeah, the rails. So you might notice how the track kind of just stops here, and there's pieces falling down as well, which that's not supposed to be like that. What happened was I was taking the thumbnail for one of my earlier videos for that series, and so I thought I went into an older save game, but apparently I didn't, and so I deleted track here. I'll try to show what it's supposed to look like. The track's supposed to be elevated up, and there's a staircase that goes up there, and it kind of just ends here and goes into the water. But yeah, I deleted that to try to get a thumbnail of a older video, because obviously with this series I edit the videos way in advance of when they're actually recorded, so I end up having a lot more progress in the future than when the video is actually released. And so I went back in this world and deleted the track, not realizing that this was in the backup save, because I don't really have a good naming convention for my worlds. They're kind of just all similar. I guess we could show it in action. So it's automatic like my last one, except you have this control panel here. Blue is the water activation, green is to plant the crops, and then we have these black and white buttons, and so we can just do that and it'll move all the planters there, the whole thing over. And so we can put some seeds in here. Alright, and then we can press, we can move this over, and we can make sure the green and the blue are activated. We can press this button, and then it will water the soil, and it'll also plant the crops as well, like that. And then once it gets to the end, it should automatically stop. But I don't really want to plant a bunch of crops, so I just, yeah, because you're gonna see automatic farming detected, so that's gonna be fun to deal with all the hay bots that are gonna come over. Once it's at the end, it'll stop, and then we can move it over, and we can plant the next set of crops over there as well, which I'm not gonna do. I never actually ended up getting far enough in editing the videos to actually showcase this. So this was a little a boat I made. Of course it uses thrusters, because you can't actually use paddles or anything to make boats. So they're the highest level thrusters, because they have the most efficiency. And so this is basically a really easy way to get clams and oil, crude oil. And I also had another feature, you can press for, oh wow, that's not supposed to be doing that. The pistons tend to glitch out on the lower physical quality, so you kind of have the idea of how it's supposed to work, of it lowers the seat, and so you can get down to collect the crude oil and all the clams, and then you can come back in the seat if it's not glitching out. Probably because we have the train on the track there, that's why it's very laggy, or on the highest setting on the physical quality. Scrap Mechanic, it doesn't having a loose vehicle and the loose objects, because it has to do the physical calculations. If the train wasn't on there, you have a lot better frame rate. But anyways, that's the showcase of this vehicle. And I like the design of it as well. I even made it blue for my whole paint scheme is blue, and put some white accents on there. It's a really cool design. It works really well when I have the physical quality on a higher setting, and when it's not lagging as well. Anyway, now that we're finished with the farm, we'll head back in the train here, and I'm holding this the tanker wagon as well. And I can actually showcase this in action, because I have a chemical plant somewhere down the line. I reckon we can go to that next. So we'll just head down the track here. And how the track works is they're all on bearings, so you can each section has its own bearings, and that's just so you can have like a smooth curve instead of having like a really janky like 45-degree thing like with wedges. So that just makes it a lot more smoother, even though it is a lot more laggy. But at least we have a physics quality slider, so you can simplify the physics, and it doesn't really seem to affect vehicles like the trains, which is good. I've only noticed if it affects pistons and suspension, it seems to affect. So like road vehicles and like if you have a drill vehicle, that it affects that as well. Put this back on the straight section here, and that's another annoying thing with this is kind of you have to put all your vehicles on. You can't put them on curves, obviously, because you can only like place vehicles on a 90-degree angle. So you can only place this on a straight piece of track, not on like a slightly like an angled piece of track, which is kind of annoying. So you have to have a lot of straight sections here. Anyways, we'll head up here from the mechanic station. And here we have one of the ruins right next to the mechanic station as well. And if you notice, it's not really easy to see, but the game it loads all the tracks in sections, and so that can cause some things to happen where it won't connect the track properly, and it can like become detached from the other one. So heading down here, this like elevated kind of section here, we have a nice view of like the ocean over here. And then we have this is like a kind of really janky curve, this one. So I tried to make a S-bend. Oh, I had to do it because like I wanted to have a wider curve, so I had to do this really janky thing, and the train got derailed. The little guide wheel there came off. On these joint things, it might have just came out of that, which is annoying. So I have to put this on track down here. Now that we're here, we can actually showcase the loading of the tanker if it's not full, that is. Anyways, we'll come. Oh, put the lights on as well. And we have a horn. Anyways, here we have the chemical plant, which is actually not too far from the base. So we can get chemicals, which is very useful with making concrete, because concrete you need both chemicals and water, which are both like infinite sources, because they don't actually deplete in this game. So we can just press this and it lowers that down. Oh, they're full. Okay. So I forgot I didn't empty all of these chests, but basically it brings the tanker wagon, it brings down these chests, and then they vacuum up the chemicals from here. And then once we're finished, we can just click the switch, and then that raises that up, and then we can head back to the mechanic station while the sun's setting. I mean, you don't technically need to have a wagon like this to have the vacuum pumps, but I just wanted to be like more realistic, so I wanted to have like the wagon even looks like a tanker wagon as well. So here we're on the way back, going over that really janky section of track. We didn't seem to derail, so that's good there. Although we are going quite slow, just like one of the things you have to go really slow to make sure you don't come off of the track there. So anyways, we'll go on the straight section here. And then we have this kind of like level crossing thing, except it's not really. It's just like going over the road, and I tried to have it like low to the ground as well. So like if you have your tracks low to the ground, like the farm bots, they'll just walk over it. So I tried to do that. Like either I wanted to have like either elevated or lower, so they can either just go over or under it and not go. Oh, hang on, let me add a fuel. Let's just do this one. It's a good thing I put two like fuel containers on here, so we can just like connect up the other one. So I think we'll wait when the sun's risen to go down the other track as well. Sinking. Okay.
Test.
Alright, well, so we're back. Now that the raid is over, I will go and showcase. We'll go down this track here, and it is lagging. Turn the first quality backload down again. So I'm going over the little junction here, and I'm basically just like following the road to the first pack station here. And we have this like crossing thing here, and I only put that there because like in that particular spot, the hay bots, they kept destroying the track, so I wanted to make like a ramp so they'll just like walk over it, just going past one of these like shacks you see like next to the roads here, the farmer shacks, I guess they're called. And then unlike on the last Scrap Mechanic, the survival training world, in this one I actually I've done a train line to the second pack station as well, so it's not just the first pack station. And so going over this like little crossing thing here, and I did this as well with those shack roofs or whatever they are, the walls, just to make it more a smooth like transition when you're trying to go over like this part when you're like driving your car. Anyway, so here we have this is the first pack station, and unlike the last one, I didn't try to make the train line go inside of it and have like a ridiculously tight corner. So my idea with this, I wanted to make like a kind of like conveyor belt thing with like those low friction blocks, the mesh blocks, and just have like a piston like push these crates. So like come down here and it'll like kind of like push the crates out, and then you load the train like over here. But I never ended up doing that because I haven't actually delivered any fruits to the trader yet. I haven't actually ended up doing that because I just used this piston with a little vacuum pump to pump it in, and just like manually get the fruits and put it on like the wagon. I have a flatbed wagon. Obviously you wouldn't go on this tanker wagon because that's for fuel and that and chemicals. So anyways, we'll head back down the line here. This was what Jack was doing. I don't know, he was gonna do a lumber mill or something, but he never ended up finishing it, so it's just that thing there. Anyway, so this, you may recognize this if you watch my train junction tutorial, because this is where I did the tutorial for that over here. And I still even have that track there as well, the tutorial track. I never ended up finishing that. Well, I think we would go to the trader last. So we have this little bridge here, and I wanted to make it like look like a realistic bridge as well, not just like a big floating thing. And I put like these little sleepers on the rails there, and the pillars that go to the bottom of that lake as well. So I really like that. It looks really nice. That I reckon that could probably be the thumbnail for this video, just having the train drive over the lake there. And so this is quite a long piece of track, because unlike the first packing station, the second pack station is actually quite a fair distance away. So I had to do like quite a long section of track to get there. And but at least it's the corners are a lot more wider, so there's not as much like jolting when you're trying to go around it, so it's like more smooth. And I find that the train, it works better as it tends to not derail as much when you're holding like a wagon behind you. Because if you just like driving just a locomotive, it tends to derail a lot more. So I find it's actually a lot better holding a locomotive around you. And there's a bit of a tight corner going around here. And derailed. The derailments don't seem to be as common as they were in the last video. So I guess that's a good thing. I think it's just that pipe that just keeps coming off that. That's probably a physical thing as well, that because of the bearings there, they might like come off of the rails. So you want to be more careful going around these really tight corners. And that one at the back came off as well. I think it's because it's not only is it on this rail, it's not only does this it's angled to go to the left, it's also raising up as well. So that might be contributing to that coming off, the derailing of like the guide wheels coming off. So I'll just put the train up here. I might try doing a higher physicality and see if that relieves that derailment there. Okay, so here we are. This is the second pack station, and so you would go backward, like reverse up, and then you would have like the wagon here, like the flatbed wagon, and then load up all the fruits. Or you have the vacuum pump, loads that up, and then you get the packaged fruit, and you put that on the flatbed wagons. We'll have to try that, just driving with the fruit on it, because they're like a lot more heavier, so it might put some more stress on the track, and that might cause it like at the joints to come more bent. So we'll have to see that maybe in a future video. And I'm gonna try to go really slow around this. Hopefully it won't derail. Yeah, you can see like that. There's a bush in the way. Oh no! Oh, did it come off again? Oh. It's kind of like when you're going down, it's like pushing that pipe into the right side there, and yeah, you can see it's kind of glitched into the side there. maybe if you wanted to do like an updated version of this, you would probably want to have those, make the track probably wider and use those like 3x3 wheels instead, and to try to alleviate that kind of annoying thing of it getting stuck on the side there. So that might be a tip if you want to try to replicate this whole scrap mechanic train survival world yourself, is have the 7 block wide track and use those like 3x3 wheels instead as the guide wheels. Okay, so now that we've gone down there, gone down the second pack station, we'll head to the hideout now. So that's just right. That would be turning right from this line here. I have my finger on the W, holding down the W key, and it seems to be fine driving down on those straightest parts of the line there. So I haven't noticed any issues with driving down the wider curves here. And then we're going over the little bridge here. And then we're gonna have to slow down and stop to switch the points. I'll also check what engine is this, or what. So this is a level 3 engine. It's just 1 below the limit. So that's so I'm going at the speed that the level 3 engine with 1 notch below goes. Holding it down, and then we just switch the points here, and we can just go down this track here. And this is going on to the hideouts. This, well, kind of like I'll do like a kind of like a side-by-side comparison. Just have like, whenever I have the opportunity, just have like the footage of the previous train world like right next to this one, and try to do a comparison, I guess. And so here we are. Unlike if you watch the video with my really bad audio as well, I did like a loop around the hideout, but the problem with that is the train, it doesn't really like going around those really tight corners. So I just had it like go like just straight here, and so you would come here, and then I'll take the fruit off of the flatbed wagon here, and you have to do that manually, or you could just like disconnect this, like doing this, and then like put the flatbed wagon here, like I'll just put it on the lift, even though it's not really that realistic, just dropping an entire train wagon down. But that's probably another method of doing it. And then once you have it down, you can just press button, and then I'll just vacuum up all of the produce on there. But yeah, that's pretty much a showcase of all of the lines on the train world. I haven't actually delivered anything yet, so I haven't even got the spud guns in this series yet. I kind of stopped playing this series with Jack, because with the series so far, it hasn't really been getting very popular. Like the videos haven't really been getting popular, so I don't really have an incentive to make any or edit any more of them, because with those like really longer videos as well, they take a lot more time to edit. So yeah, that was basically a showcase of my survival train world, the version 2. So I learned from the last series to make the track a lot more, or the last project to make the track a lot more wider. So that was one of the improvements. If I were to do like a version 3 of this, I'd probably want to think of having the track be 7 blocks apart, just so I can use those 3x3 guide wheels instead of these really small ones that kept like glitching off to the side, like as I showed earlier. Another thing as well, you may notice that these wagons, that I've also welded them together as well. Unlike the other one with that, I used the pipes to connect them, but the problem with that is that they kept becoming disconnected because of the physicality. Those connections can like sometimes pull apart and then disattach. So I remedied that by having it actually just welded onto it, so it's like impossible for this to become disattached from the train, apart from like manually. Wait, what? Yeah, manually breaking it. And then yeah, what happened with this? This is like underneath the ground. You saw this like on the way here. This was fine, but now it's underneath the ground somehow. Like, do I have a seat on me? What's in this chest? No, I didn't bring a seat on me. And oh, I did. I'm so dumb. I didn't bother to look in my hotbar. I looked in my inventory, but not in my hotbar. Yeah, yeah. This is another problem as well with this whole series. Is if you noticed before, with the whole loading of like the bills, it does like different sections, right? And so sometimes it'll load one section of the track, but then the next section of track it'll like spawn it in, like I'm guessing, but this part won't be here, so and then that fell to the ground. I don't know. This is not really intended for this game, even though you can technically do it. It's just very buggy, and like in a usual survival game, this would be completely impractical because like you need a ridiculous amount of materials to get all these like concrete for the rails, and it takes a ridiculous amount of time to do this as well, when you could just have a car, just drive it like a truck or something everywhere. Anyways, but that's basically the end of the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And lastly, be sure to join the journey with Joe Train.